Yep, it's that time again, and we are here for another F1 League Racing video. This one is going to be PSGL, and we are here for the British Grand Prix. Round number 2 of the season. We'll go over the calendar in a minute. First of all, though, if you haven't seen the season opener in Portimao, the Portuguese Grand Prix, I'll leave it linked up in the top right. Go check that one out because it was a pretty decent race, all things considered. If you're going to enjoy this one, then leave a like. Let's try to smash over 1,000 likes and subscribe for more weekly league racing content. And yeah, here we are then, looking at the calendar. So this race is very important because the one after this is Monaco. So we need to try and have a decent race if possible and score a few points, and hopefully, fingers crossed, by the end of it we have a decent result to kind of talk about, because yeah, I'm not expecting anything from Monaco, to be honest. So yeah, we jump onto the track now in qualifying, medium tyres on the wagon, and we're going to try and see if we can set a decent banker on these and give ourselves a decent reference. But unfortunately, straight away at Stowe we just lose the car, and I hold my breath. Luckily, we didn't, I don't think, got in the way of the Haas through Stowe. He had just about enough space to keep it on track limits. And we're literally going to crawl from here until the next corner to cool the tyres off and go for a second lap. You can see here we're pretty much matching our previous one. So we've done a good job considering we've had a spin. So we make our way now down to Stowe once again. Let's see if this time we can avoid the spin and keep it clean. Braking, turning in, clipping the apex, and then back on the gas this time, keeping it well within the track limits and not spinning. And all we've got to do now is negotiate the final chicane and the final corner and make sure we get this up on the board. And this will give us a decent reference banker for our soft runs as we do a 26.6, which isn't bad. My PB is a 26.5 high, so that's as good as it gets and not too bad considering we had a spin. We then put the soft tyres on. Admittedly, this lap was nothing special. I've been able to do a 25.9 banker, but this is going to be about a 25.1, which is not really that great, to be honest. Oh, shocking lap on the softs. And you can see the shake of the head as we're not happy with that one. And it all comes down to this then. So, P15, and we've got it all to do on this final lap. So, let's see what happens. This isn't my best track, but we'll try and do the best we can. So, through the final chicane, setting up the corner exit as we start off the lap. Turn 1 will be absolutely flat, and you want to spot the braking for turn 3. So you can see here, keeping it in 7th gear, then shifting up to 8th for turn 2. Bring the car to the left at about 60 meters, down to 4th gear for turn 3, and then down to 3rd for turn 4. We don't quite get the apex, but we do get a decent exit using all the runoff curb as we aggressively attack the inside curb, getting onto the Wellington straight. We then make our way down the straight onto the brake zone at Brooklands, pick up a late apex here in 5th, and then down to 3rd for Luffield. Quickly double shift back up to 5th, use all the runoff curb to get the power down as soon as possible, and so far we're just under a 10th up and not too shabby. Through Cops, the old turn 1 at the 50 turn in, absolutely flat out, carrying a nice bit of speed through there, and then into Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel. The first two are flat, then nice and aggressive on this left curb as we do one downshift, and then 6th gear through the right-hander, and then carry the exit speed. And so far, this is pretty good. 1 minute 2.5 low. This is pretty much my PB right now. So, into Stowe, aggressive again. Make sure you tap the inside curve to get a bit of rotation. Make sure to keep the mid-corner speed as high as possible. Then the final chicane, really aggressive there, throwing the car in, losing the back end a little bit, but somehow making it work, and then getting a really strong exit out of there as we improve, and we set a 25.8, and I'm very, very happy with that as we go P5, as you can see by my reaction. My personal best in practice was a 7.99, so pretty much as good as it gets, and near enough a PB, and even my own PB wouldn't have been enough to get anything higher than P6, so in my book, that is a qualifying that I maximised beautifully. Now the pace wasn't fully there, like I mentioned. This isn't one of my best tracks, so I struggle here quite a lot. So for me to get P6 is great because it clears us from the traffic, it clears us from all the midfield shenanigans, and we're in the mix for the win. So Ron Har on pole, Perigny P2, Luke Smith P3 ahead of Joost Noordijk, and then Doug and Hoffland. Then we are starting in P6 ahead of Floris, Chan, Laverty, and then at the end it's going to be Jack West who rounds out the top 10. So there's your lot, there's your grid. Let's move to the race and let's see if we can try and secure some good points. Now here we are then, before we jump into the action, this is the strategy for the race, so soft medium. The regular strategy is probably the way to go around here, the alt strat. isn't that strong. So you want to definitely start on softs around here, especially if you're, you know, getting the free tyre choice. But fuel-wise, we're going to go about 1.2 extra as we get ready for the 5 red lights. Here we go then. Underway for the British Grand Prix as we get not the best start actually. I'm usually quite good at them, but this time it wasn't that great. Into turn 1, we've got Flores Villas having a look around the outside and gets the move done actually. Fair play as we leave a bit of space. Then we get lunged both sides into turn 3. We have to be careful here to leave space at all times. Into turn 4, we are going to be side by side with Chanakinchi as we go onto the Wellington Straight. Still drag racing down to the next break zone into Brooklands, and we're going to have the inside line here as we get on the anchors, try to stay ahead as we go to Luffer. Then Flores actually gets out of shape, loses the back end. Whoa. We get lucky in avoiding him, but then contact.
Oh my god, what's happening?
As Jack Laverty steams up the inside, and there's a bit of contact there. Luckily, I don't think we have damage.
That could be a safety car.
Tyre condition is still looking good. There's been an incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
So yeah, absolute chaos as we've lost quite a few cars. Jack West out the race, Flores going for the spin, and Jack Laverty has got ahead in the process. So we're going to try and get back past it using ERS.
At least 5-6 cars of damage.
And you can hear my teammate there, Sam Corbey, telling us that there's quite a few cars damaged. So yeah, Jack Laverty getting by. I couldn't quite re-overtake him on the back straight.
So everyone behind you now is on mediums, Tom.
Copy that. They've had a blind of a start. Now, Luke Humphries, my engineer, the WR coordinator, just let me know what the situation is in this race.
Oh, got a lot of them still. Come out damage. Yeah, I got damage.
Just get mediums and go to the end.
More mediums.
Now, unfortunately, Sam's got damage, which is not ideal. My teammate is going to be struggling and, you know, against it in this race. In the meantime, we're going to try and get past Jack Laverty. Now, we tried it on the hangar straight, and I wasn't able to. No DRS, but it seems like we might have some pretty high wings, and Jack in turn may have some pretty low wings because I can't quite make the move stick as we get a little bit out of shape through Brooklyn. So at this point, we're going to settle into the race. Ronhar, who was on pole, is down to P5, which is massive, by the way. That is really, really key because he can't run away with it out front, and he's going to be stuck in traffic. Worth noting, those on the mediums are able to keep up at the minute, so yeah, we're just running in one big DRS train. I will admit, the race pace was very, very, very strong and very competitive and very consistent. I tried to get past Jack here, but you can see we're just making no progress on the straight whatsoever. And it's not really worth me draining my battery because Jack just seems to be very quick. So we're going to have to be a bit more tactical with the overtake, and we're going to have to start planning something, maybe around the pit stop window, to see if we can maybe get him. So personal best, running at a decent race pace here as we go on to lap 7. Again, here you can see I'm just nowhere near on the straight as Chanakinchi retires from the race. Ahead though, we've got a bit of battling going on, a bit of a separation. You can see the cars ahead, and actually Ronhar and Jack Laverty are going to pit. So yeah, cars in, also Jules Nordijk as well, and myself and Duncan Hoffland are going to have to stay out and go another lap in this race.
The track is clear. Green flag. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Now you just saw Duncan set the fastest lap on that last lap. We did a purple sector 3. Now the gap is about 1.3, 1.4 seconds, and we need to push here. This in lap is going to be very, very key. So I'm going to try and, you know, use my ERS a little bit to close the gap. And you can see now we've got the gap down to 1.2, 1.1 as we head into the S's. And to be fair, this in lap was very strong to the point where I took a chance here. I gambled massively as we got to the grass, pushing and giving it absolutely everything. We get a warning for track limits in the process.
Okay, we can take you this
Wrigley
lap.
didn't gain. Sorry, Luke Smith didn't gain.
And yeah, you can see now through Stowe, we're going to box and follow Duncan into the pits. Very good in lap. The gap now under a second, so we've gained about 4 tenths, 5 tenths on that in lap alone, which is really, really good for us. Pit entry a bit safe, but now we're going to go into the medium. I took a big risk in the fucking...
Yeah, it's good in lap, good in lap.
The bit of lawnmower in there. It was a risky one.
Yeah, Smith, literally the same delta. So,
Complete. Go
Jack
now.
Laverty's fallen out actually.
I can see that, yeah. Me and Duncan are probably going to fall right into that gap. Jack Laverty fell out. Now you can hear in the background as we chat away with strategy, it looks like it's going to be close with Jack Laverty. We could be between him actually.
Look after after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
And as we rejoin, there is Jack Laverty, so he's going to be between me and Duncan Hoffland. And even though we got the delta down to 9/10, Duncan is now 1.4 ahead again. So we lost half a second in the pit stop phase. Again, that's just the game and the way it works. Unfortunately, you always lose time, which isn't ideal. But yeah, the kind of DRS train is going to reform itself as it was before on the softs. The difference now is that Ron Haar has undercut Duncan Hoffland. So yeah, again, I'm going to try and get Laverty here because I need to make a move. You can see though, again, I need to get a really good run on him. And you hear him say, I need to get a really good run for me to have a chance. You can see his lights flashing, so he's got no ERS left. So now it's a chance to try and go for the move.
Yeah, the top lot is still battling quite hard, both at the front end of this train.
I just don't want to be the one on the back of this train because then the soft runners are going to arrive to me first.
Yeah.
I need to clear someone. Now we set our fastest lap, and you can hear me say, we're going to be the first of the medium runners who get caught up by those on the ultra on the soft. So I don't really want to be in that position because we could get swallowed up by the pack and dive bombed by all the guys on the soft, because that's generally how races go nowadays online. So I'm trying to make a move here as we had a really good run through 3 and 4, but the exit was just so poor. Otherwise I could have had a go at Jack on the Wellington straight. Unfortunately, we're going to have to sit behind and be patient and wait a bit longer because this move is becoming quite frustrating to make here. Faster than Duncan and Jack.
Yeah. It might have to be somewhere like quite unorthodox, like turn 3.
Yeah.
Use your back train to turn 3.
Now you can see we're just discussing, possible overtaking strategies here with Luke, and we've got to try something because it's not going to happen on the straights. I feel faster than Duncan and Jack, to be fair, so I feel like I could be in the top 4. The in-lap kind of proved that I had some pace over Duncan in this race, and usually my race pace is stronger than my qualifying pace. But you can see here again, I'm going to try and go for the move on Jack. This time using ERS for a bit longer, but I can just see that I'm not going to get close enough, so there's no point me draining my battery because we're going to drain and we're never going to get alongside. But this was the plan. So the idea that I had was to get really close on the hanger straight, absolutely nail Stowe, and then launch one up the inside of the final chicane. And that right there was a little rehearsal, a little practice to see if I can make it work. The next lap, lap 12, we're going to try again. We're going to use the ERS, keep it switched on for a bit longer than usual, get nice and close as we head into Stowe, make sure that we nail the corner as we get the apex and get that rotation on the inside curb. And now this time we're very close as we use the ERS. We're going to launch it up the inside on the brakes into the chicane. Jack leaves space. We managed to force him offline, and now we're really close, heading out the final corner and onto the pit straight. This is our chance. We need to make it stick. Now at this point we have 1 warning, about to be 2 warnings, as we almost cut the track limit there.
Silent bridge need 3 seconds.
I tried to get a look into turn 1, but I just wasn't close enough, and we're gonna keep working it through 3 and 4, but I just can't quite make it happen. And I had a slight hesitation through turn 1 because being on 1 warning, you could get a second, you can't see the apex. So now we're gonna try again into the Wellington straight and into Brooklands. We go down the inside on Jack Laverty, not quite aggressive enough. I think I could have definitely done a bit more there, but Jack places his car well and defends quite nicely and stays ahead. So another failed attempt at an overtake here. You see we're really close though. Heading into Copsdale turn 1, we're going to try and see if we can get by, but it's going to be a similar story really, where we hook up the S's, but on the straight Jack just pulls away, and this time I think he used quite a bit of ERS because he knew I was putting some pressure on, so he's going to go ahead and pull away. You can see the drive is really good that he gets out of there. Lap 14 though, again we're going to get pretty close. We're going to have a look at the move one more time. Jack gets a bit loose and has a moment, so we're going to try go for the move here. You can see I'm using the ERS once again, and I'm trying to get close, but I just can't make anything happen. I can't get close, and the straight line speed is giving us a bit of an issue. Again, I'm going to try and have a bit of a look here into the chicane as well, but Jack knows what's going to happen this time around. Third time he knows what's going to be the case, and we have to just fall in behind and accept our position right now.
The gap to the car in front is less than a second. Let's try and get past in the DRS zone.
Now the majority of the all-strap runners pit as we get a warning for turn 1 track limit. So we're on 2 warnings now in this race with 11 laps to go. We have a bit of a moment as well for turn 3 there, clipping the inside curb. So yeah, at this point I thought to myself, right, let's just back off a little bit and be patient. I tried to get past a few times on Jack. I wasn't able to. Let's try and save the battery and not get another warning for track limits. And here we are then, lap 19 in this race. And it looks like Ronhar and Joost Noordijk have come together. There's contact, and we get past Ronhar, who has wing damage, so he's out of contention. And I tried to get past Noordijk here as we go side by side on the exit, but Joost making the move and staying ahead for now.
Ronhar's got damage, I think.
And you see confirmation there from Luke saying that Ronhar has damage. I was going to pass Joost, but then I realised he's faster than me, to be honest, and he might be a valuable asset in terms of overtaking the cars ahead, because he's going to be much quicker on track. So we're going to fall in behind, and we'll be patient. I could have passed Joost here with the amount of ERS that I had. I could have gone for it, but I thought I'd sit back and be patient. Might be worth using Joost. He might be able to fight back through. And you can see this is when I was thinking about that. And in hindsight, I wish I'd overtaken him here, because now you're going to see Joost's light is going to start flashing on the ERS. He's dry. Try and get him. And had I known he had no battery left, I would have really committed last lap. But unfortunately, I didn't know. And yeah, Joost has no ERS left. So we'll bear that in mind to see if we can make something happen. But he is faster than me, to be honest. So on to lap 23. We're still keeping it clean here in this race. And no big issues at this stage. Into turns 3 and 4. It's all starting to kick off now with these guys battling away.
Go on, Jack Lav.
Oh my god. Oh no. How is he still alive? Now the reason it's kicking off is because my teammates Sam Corbey and Jeffrey Ritchie, they've both gone long hoping for a safety car, so they haven't pit yet, and now they're in the lead battle ahead of us as it all starts to get a bit crazy with Joost and Jack Laverty into Luffield here, side by side in this section.
Well, two leads have effectively gone. They've lost the rest now.
Now this battling has allowed, I think it's Simon Perigny and Luke Smith to break away in this race.
Might be able to get it back actually. Very helpful.
Now you can hear Sam, he's in this battle right now, just a bit further up the road as we slot in behind Joost. But yeah, Luke Smith and Simon Perigny have broken away in the front too, so they're going to go for the race win, and then it's going to be a battle for third between Duncan Hofland, myself, and Joost Noordijk, if I'm not mistaken. So, and then Jack Laverty as well, sorry. So yeah, you can see up ahead we've got visibly that breakaway you can see is starting to form. And yeah, we're going to use Sam Corbey, our teammate. I know we spoke about it, but we're going to try and see if we can use Sam to create a bit of chaos, and maybe we can benefit from that and gain a place or two. In the meantime, behind us, the soft runners are closing in. Jordan Poland and Andrei Tarabukin are the first of the soft runners, but they were never quite able to get within the ice range. The pace was really strong on mediums, and we were doing a really good race so far. So now through turn 3. That was a fucking only break and a half, that was, Jesus. We had a massive moment to the point where Jordan Poland now gets within DRS range. Luckily, I haven't given Jordan DRS, I don't think, but just lost so much time there. You can hear me say, luckily, he wasn't, in the detection point, so he's not going to get DRS, and this will give us a chance to pull away now, as also Sam Corbey here getting overtaken is now going to wave us by.
Go.
And let us through. So good teamwork there, and cheers for Sam for letting me by there, as we're going to get back into the action then. So you can see now, lap 25, Jordan Poland 1.7 seconds behind us, and we've managed to stay ahead and out of the DRS. And here we are then, the top 6, heading on to the last lap of the race. Simon Perigny in P1 has a 3-second time penalty for track limit. So right now we're P5 on the track once penalties get applied. Last lap of the race into turn 3 though, Luke Smith and Perigny come together, and Joost gets involved.
There it is.
And it's a massive collision. We gain 2 places just like that. Luke Smith and Joost Noordijk down the order. And with Simon Perigny up in front with a 3-second time penalty, we are on for a podium.
Green flag. There's been an incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
So absolute chaos on the last lap of the race. No safety car, no VSC. And we're going to bring it home on track, P4. But after penalties, P3 and the podium behind Jack Laverty and the race winner, Duncan Hofland.
Jeff,
Fucking go.
I want my pizza, Jeff.
That's a podium, Tom, that is.
What a fucking drive. Let's go.
Let's go.
And what a race that was. Absolutely brilliant, really strong drive. And the pace in the race was much, much stronger compared to qualifying. Like it usually is, my one lap pace is terrible. I'm struggling to improve that, but my race pace is always on point. And yeah, we get a podium, P3, first podium of the new PSGL season and just league racing season in general. I feel like I'm getting better every race. I'm getting stronger and stronger. And yeah, overall the car was great, setup was great, and the racecraft I think was on point. We kept it clean. We tried to get past Jack Laverty, so a possible P2, not quite achievable. We could have won this race because you know, if you remember the in-lap, we gained half a second on Duncan Hoffland, and I really thought I could have had a, you know, a go at him. Instead, we lost out to Duncan and also to Jack Laverty, you know, under battling. So, yeah, what if could have possibly won, but still we'll take a podium from P6 on the grid around a track that I'm not that fast at. You know, I had to PB in qualifying to give myself a chance this race, and we kept it clean, didn't get the penalty. We survived the last 11 laps with 2 warnings, and yeah, a very strong race. And this is how the championship looks after that one, as we are currently P4 behind Duncan, Ron Haar and Simon Perigny, who leads the way. So good start to the season. The constructors though, we're still P6. Hopefully Sam can get a bit of luck, and between the two of us we can start to fight back, as Sam has been very unlucky so far with damage, of course. This was his first race, he missed the first one, so yeah, there's your lot, guys, and there's your standings. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for more daily F1 content, weekly F1 league racing content on the channel, and also link down below, guys, to my Twitch, because we're going to be doing Monaco next. It'll be streaming tomorrow on my Twitch channel, so tomorrow evening just tune in to watch some absolute chaos around Monaco. But yeah, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care, and let's go back from me.